Well, so basically if you use the jump pad and you fall from a very high ground before you hit the floor, you will be able to slide really far. Make just with one slide. So that's a very long distance, but DM6 is quite easy to navigate. There isn't much like stuff that you can get stuck on, but it's really useful because when you're sliding, it's quite difficult for your opponent to hear you. So that can be a really good thing to use when you play duel, if you wanna be sneaky. So from here, you can go this far. So it's a matter of the height you're falling from. And the only thing you need to do is strafe, crouch, and push plus forward. And also the how to say it, the sharper you turn, the more acceleration you got. So instead of just going just forward like this, if you when you land, if you just strafe, you gain more acceleration from the start. But it might be harder to navigate doing it sideways. But sometimes it can be necessary to keep the momentum going, and that requires sometimes that you have to go sideways and backward. So, for example, when people go up and take the mega, they usually do like this to be able to continue the slide. The problem with that, if someone is railing from rocket, you need to turn your back. So a better choice would be to jump up, then you just strafe like this, and you gain the momentum. And you always have your crosshair and the visibility on your opponent. So that's a good option.
Quad spawned.
During Quake 4 you were able to hold crouch when you actually were in the air. That sometimes doesn't work in Quake Champions. You need to push the crouch button when you hit the floor. So the first jump is just basically when you stand still, you do a strafe jump to gain more momentum instead of just jumping like this. You need to strafe and turn between 90 degrees and 45 degrees and time that together with the strafe. And the same, you do the same thing with anarchy basically. The more snappy you can do it, the higher acceleration you will have, and the easier it is to continue the movement with a higher speed. And when you go down these stairs, you need to stop holding crouch, and then you re-crouch it when you hit the floor. So when you go downstairs and stuff, don't keep the crouch in all the time, you need to let go. And each time you hit the ground again, you need to crouch. I don't think I know more tricks than that. It's quite simple when you figure it out. I think the biggest issue is when you use the ability, sometimes you get too much movement speed. So it's hard to control it because you go basically too fast. If you do this when you do the first, you also gain a lot more speed. So just strafe the direction that you want to go. And you can continue with the second jump with a much higher acceleration. And that's usually the best option. And also it looks really weird from your opponent's perspective. So he won't be able to read where you're going. This area is usually somewhere you get stuck from here. Usually there you need to let go of the crouch and maybe just do a regular jump. So it's about map knowledge, knowing where you need to stop crouching and where not to.